Have you ever noticed something interesting about highly successful people? Many of them share a simple habit, a habit that looks ordinary on the outside but carries extraordinary power within it. And that habit is waking up early. Now, someone might say, what difference does it make whether I wake up at 5 a.m. or 9 a.m.? If the work gets done, the timing shouldn't matter. On the surface, that sounds reasonable. But when we look deeper, we discover that the early morning hours are not just about time on the clock. They are about clarity of mind, discipline of character, and control over life. Let me share a small story with you. There was once a young man who wanted to change his life. He had big dreams. He wanted success, peace, financial freedom, respect. But every day he woke up late. By the time he got out of bed, the world was already running. His phone was full of messages, social media notifications, and endless distractions. The day started with chaos. He rushed through everything. At night, he felt tired, unproductive, and disappointed. One day, he met a wise mentor. The mentor asked him a simple question: who wins the day? The person who starts the day, or the person who reacts to the day? The young man thought for a moment and realized something powerful. If you wake up late, you start your day reacting. You react to messages, emails, problems, and responsibilities. But when you wake up early, you start your day creating. You create focus, you create intention, you create direction, and that changes everything. You see, the early morning hours are different from the rest of the day. The world is quiet, the noise is low, the mind is fresh, the distractions have not yet started their daily attack. In that silence, something beautiful happens. You begin to hear your own thoughts clearly. Successful people value this silence. They protect it like a treasure. When the sun is rising, most people are still sleeping. But some individuals are already investing in their future. They are reading, planning, exercising, reflecting, learning, while others are dreaming in their sleep. They are building their dreams in reality. Now, I am not saying waking up early magically makes you successful. If that were the case, farmers would be the richest people on earth. Waking up early is not the magic. What you do after waking up is the magic. Early morning simply gives you the opportunity to become intentional about your life. Think about your mind like a garden. If you leave the garden unattended all day, weeds will grow automatically. Negative thoughts, distractions, laziness, comparison, they appear without invitation. But if you wake up early and plant seeds of positivity, knowledge, gratitude, and discipline, then your garden begins to flourish. The first hour of the morning often decides the quality of the entire day. If you wake up late and immediately check your phone, you start the day with other people's priorities, someone's message, someone's opinion, someone's drama. Before you even understand your own mind, the world has already occupied it. But if you wake up early and spend the first moments with yourself, something powerful happens. You begin the day with awareness. Maybe you sit quietly for a few minutes and breathe deeply. Maybe you exercise and energize your body. Maybe you read a few pages of a book that nourishes your mind. Maybe you write down your goals and remind yourself why you are working so hard. These small actions might look insignificant, but over time they build an unstoppable personality. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it becomes. And waking up early is one of the simplest ways to train discipline. Think about it. When the alarm rings early in the morning, your mind gives you two choices. The first voice says, just sleep a little longer. 5 more minutes won't hurt. The second voice says, wake up, your dreams are waiting. Every morning is a battle between comfort and growth. Comfort says, stay in bed. Growth says, get up and build your future. The people who consistently choose growth slowly transform their lives. Many successful leaders, entrepreneurs, athletes, and thinkers share this habit of early rising, not because it is fashionable, but because it creates a psychological advantage. When you wake up early, you immediately gain something priceless: momentum. Momentum is the invisible force that carries you forward through the day. When you start your day with positive actions, your mind feels productive. That productive feeling pushes you to keep going. But if the day starts with laziness and delay, the mind slips into a negative cycle. Let me give you another perspective. Imagine two people starting a race. One person begins running. The moment the whistle blows, the other person starts running 10 minutes later. Who will have the advantage? Life works in a similar way. Early risers simply start their race earlier. They give themselves extra time to grow, learn, plan, and improve. Over months and years, those extra hours compound like interest in a bank account. 1 hour per day may not seem like much, but 1 hour every day becomes 30 hours a month. That becomes 365 hours in a year. That is more than 15 full days of extra time. Imagine what you could do with 15 extra days every year. You could learn a new skill. You could read dozens of books. You could improve your health. You could work on your dreams. That is the hidden power of waking up early. But there is something even deeper than productivity. Early mornings create a connection with yourself. In the rush of daily life, we often forget to pause and ask important questions. Where is my life going? Am I growing or just surviving? What kind of person am I becoming? The morning silence becomes a mirror where you can honestly see yourself. Many people avoid this silence because it forces them to face their truth. It is easier to drown in noise than to listen to your own thoughts. But successful people are not afraid of reflection. They use early mornings to align their actions with their purpose. Let me share another small story. There was once a monk who lived in a peaceful village. Every day, he woke up before sunrise and sat quietly near a river. A curious traveler once asked him, "Why do you wake up so early every day?" The monk smiled and replied, "Because the world has not yet started shouting. When the world starts shouting, it becomes difficult to hear wisdom. When everything is quiet, the mind becomes sharp like a mirror. That clarity allows you to make better decisions, and better decisions create a better life." Another powerful benefit of waking up early is emotional stability. When you wake up late and rush through the morning, your body produces stress hormones, your heart beats faster, your mind feels pressured, and small problems feel bigger than they really are. But when you wake up early and move slowly through the morning, your nervous system stays calm. You feel more patient, more balanced, more in control. Instead of reacting impulsively to situations, you respond wisely. And this emotional balance is one of the greatest advantages successful people have. They are not necessarily more intelligent than others, but they are more stable in their thinking. Their decisions come from clarity, not chaos. Let us also talk about health. Our body follows a natural rhythm called the circadian rhythm. This internal clock is aligned with the cycle of the sun. When we sleep early and wake earlier, our body functions more efficiently. Hormones balance better, energy levels improve. The brain becomes sharper. But when we stay awake late at night, scrolling endlessly, and then wake up late in the morning, this natural rhythm becomes disturbed. We feel tired, even after sleeping for many hours. We struggle with focus and motivation. Early rising helps restore harmony between our body and nature. Nature wakes up early, birds sing early, the sun rises early, fresh air flows early. There is something deeply refreshing about witnessing the sunrise. It reminds you that every day is a new beginning. Yesterday's mistakes do not define today's possibilities. Another reason successful people wake up early is that it gives them time to think long term. During the day, most of our activities are reactive. We answer calls, attend meetings, solve problems, complete tasks. These things are necessary, but they keep us busy rather than strategic. Early morning thinking allows you to step back and look at the bigger picture of your life. Where do I want to be 5 years from now? What habits must I develop to reach there? What distractions must I remove? This kind of thinking rarely happens in the middle of a noisy day. It requires silence, patience, and mental space. And early mornings provide exactly that. But here is an important point. Waking up early should not become an act of punishment. Sometimes people try to force themselves to wake up at 4 a.m. overnight. They suffer, feel miserable, and then give up completely. Transformation works best through small, consistent steps. If you normally wake up at 9 a.m., start by waking up at 8:30, then gradually shift to 8, then 7:30. Slowly your body adapts. Consistency matters more than extreme discipline. Also remember that waking up early requires sleeping early. You cannot scroll social media until 2 a.m. and expect to feel energetic. At 5 a.m. night discipline creates morning victory. Many successful people follow a simple rule. Protect the first hour of the day and the last hour of the night. The last hour of the night is for winding down. No heavy mental noise, no endless scrolling, just calm activities that prepare the mind for rest. Then the first hour of the morning becomes sacred. That hour belongs to your growth, not to the world, not to social media, not to distractions, to you. Imagine living a life where every morning you invest time in becoming a better version of yourself, reading wisdom, strengthening your body, training your mind, planning your goals, expressing gratitude. How would your life look after 1 year of such mornings? It would be almost unrecognizable, because success rarely comes from one big decision. It comes from thousands of small, disciplined choices repeated daily. Waking up early is one of those choices, a quiet decision that slowly shapes an extraordinary life. So tomorrow morning when the alarm rings, pause for a moment. Do not immediately reach for the snooze button. Instead, ask yourself one simple question. Do I want comfort right now? Or do I want a better future? Every successful person has faced that same moment. And the difference between ordinary and extraordinary lives often begins right there, in that silent battle between sleep and purpose. The alarm rings. The mind hesitates. The heart remembers the dream. And the person who rises with courage steps one step closer to greatness. Because the early morning is not just the start of a day. It is the start of a better life. And when a person begins to experience the power of early mornings, something beautiful starts to change inside them. At first, it feels difficult. The body resists. The mind complains. The bed feels warmer, softer, more comfortable than any dream about success. But slowly, day after day, something shifts. The same person who once struggled to wake up begins to look forward to the morning. The silence becomes peaceful. The stillness becomes inspiring. The sunrise becomes a reminder that life is full of fresh opportunities. You see, waking up early is not just about productivity. It is about identity. It slowly changes how you see yourself. When you repeatedly wake up early and keep the promises you make to yourself, your self-respect grows. You begin to trust yourself more. Many people struggle in life, not because they lack talent, but because they have stopped trusting themselves. They promise themselves they will start exercising tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. They promise themselves they will work harder, learn more, focus better, but the promise fades away in comfort. When a person breaks promises to themselves repeatedly, confidence slowly disappears. But waking up early is a simple promise you can keep every day, and every morning you keep that promise. You send a powerful message to your mind. I am someone who does what I say. That message builds inner strength. Now imagine two individuals walking through life. One person constantly breaks promises to themselves. The other person consistently keeps small promises every day. After a few years, the difference between their personalities becomes enormous. One person feels powerless and confused. The other person feels confident and disciplined. And the journey often begins with a simple habit: waking up early. Let me share another perspective that many people overlook. The early morning teaches humility. When you wake up before the world begins moving, you realize something profound. Life is not always about speed. Sometimes it is about awareness. The quiet morning reminds you that you are a small part of a very big universe. The sky slowly changes colors. The air feels fresh. The birds start singing. Nature wakes up gently. Nature wakes up gently. In that moment, you realize that life is not just about chasing money, achievements, or recognition. It is also about appreciating the simple beauty of existence. Successful people understand this balance. They work hard, but they also pause to observe life. They chase goals, but they also cultivate gratitude. And early mornings provide the perfect space for that balance. Let me ask you something honestly. How many times have you felt that your life is moving too fast? Days pass quickly, weeks disappear, months fly by. You remain busy, but somehow feel disconnected from yourself. Early mornings slow down time. When you wake up before everyone else, it feels like you have discovered a secret pocket of time that belongs only to you. In that time, you are not someone's employee, someone's student, someone's parent, or someone's responsibility. You are simply yourself. That feeling is powerful. It reminds you that your life is not only about fulfilling obligations, it is also about nurturing your inner growth. Many successful people use early mornings to reconnect with their purpose. Purpose is not something you discover overnight. It emerges slowly through reflection and experience. But reflection requires space. If your mind is constantly filled with noise, notifications, and distractions, there is no room for deeper thinking. Early mornings create that space. A famous businessman once said something very interesting. He said, if you do not design your day, someone else will design it for you. Think about that for a moment. If you wake up late, your day immediately becomes controlled by external demands. Emails arrive, messages appear, deadlines chase you, problems demand attention. But when you wake up early, you design your day before the world begins designing from you. You decide what matters most. You decide where your energy should go. You decide what kind of person you want to be today. That small shift from reacting to creating is what separates many successful people from the rest. Another beautiful advantage of early mornings is mental clarity. Our brain works differently at different times of the day. In the early hours, after proper rest, the mind is often at its sharpest. Creative ideas appear more easily. Solutions to problems suddenly become clear. Many writers, thinkers, inventors, and leaders have discovered that their best ideas come during quiet morning hours. It is almost as if the mind becomes a calm lake where thoughts reflect clearly. But when the day becomes noisy and stressful, that lake becomes disturbed. Thoughts become scattered, So waking up early allows you to access the best version of your mind. Let me tell you a simple observation. Most people spend their late nights consuming content, scrolling endlessly, watching videos, reading random information. But successful people often spend their early mornings creating content, writing, thinking, planning, building. One group consumes, the other creates. And over time, creators shape the world. Now someone might say, but I am not a morning person. And that is completely understandable. Not everyone naturally wakes up early. Some people are naturally more energetic at night. But here is something important to remember. Success rarely asks us what feels natural. It asks us what is necessary. Growth often lives outside our comfort zone. The question is not whether waking up early feels comfortable. The question is whether it moves you closer to your goals. And if it does, then it might be worth trying. Another interesting thing happens when you start waking up early regularly. You begin to feel ahead of life. Most people start their day feeling behind. They wake up late and immediately feel pressure. They feel like they are already losing the race. But early risers experience the opposite feeling. When the world wakes up, they have already accomplished several meaningful tasks. They have exercised. They have read something valuable. They have planned their priorities. That sense of progress creates confidence, and confidence fuels productivity throughout the day. Let me share a small metaphor. Imagine two ships sailing in the ocean. One ship begins its journey early in the morning with a clear map and direction. The other ship starts late, confused, reacting to storms and waves. After a long journey, which ship is more likely to reach its destination smoothly? Life works in a similar way. Early mornings give you time to set your direction. Without direction, even hard work can lead you nowhere. But with direction, even small efforts lead to meaningful progress. There is also something deeply spiritual about waking up early. Across many cultures and traditions, early morning has been considered a sacred time. A time when the mind is calm and the heart is open. A time when prayers feel deeper, meditation feels easier, and gratitude feels more genuine. Whether a person follows a religion or simply values mindfulness, early mornings offer a chance to reconnect with something greater than daily stress. And that connection brings peace. Peace is one of the greatest forms of success. Because what is the use of achieving everything in the world if your mind remains restless? Successful people understand that inner peace and outer achievement must grow together. Early mornings support both. Let us also talk about focus. One of the biggest challenges in modern life is distraction. Our phones constantly demand attention. Social media pulls our focus in 100 directions. News, entertainment, messages, notifications. The mind becomes fragmented, but early mornings are free from most of these distractions. That allows you to focus deeply on meaningful tasks. Deep focus is a rare skill today, and the people who cultivate it gain a massive advantage in their careers and personal lives. Another powerful lesson early mornings teach is patience. When you wake up early, you learn to appreciate gradual progress. You realize that big achievements are built slowly through consistent effort. Just like the sun does not suddenly jump to the middle of the sky, it rises slowly, steadily, gracefully. Success works the same way. It rises little by little each day. And the people who wake up early are often the ones watching that sunrise of their own progress. Let me share one final thought. Imagine yourself 10 years from now. Your future self is standing in front of you, calm, confident, fulfilled, living the life you once dreamed about. Now imagine asking that future version of yourself a question. What small habit changed everything? there is a strong chance the answer might be surprisingly simple.